What's good, guys? CJ here, and today we got another banger video by the homie Agent Firuz. A lot of people have been sending me this video, telling me to react to it. It's titled The Impossible Standard of Duet, Not Abyss, and that's a great title because I'm gonna be honest, it seems that people are holding this game to the most absurd standards out there. Like, they be thinking this game is supposed to be the greatest game of all time. People out here comparing a 1.1 patch with what Warframe was 5 years into the game to what Woowa was with its 2.0 update, and this is the first ever update that we've gotten in Duet Not Abyss. So that's a great title. I really want to see what he's cooking here because you guys have been telling me it's really good. So without further ado, let's hop right in.
What the actual is going on with Duet Night Abyss right now? Well, the doom posting has gotten out of control. Some valid criticisms and some iPad babies who've been shouting baseless accusations with zero evidence to provide. This video—
oh my god, bro, so good. The accusations and the doom posting for this game is just ridiculous. I understand people might have some issues and some things y'all want to complain about, but the amount of misinformation that's getting dropped on this game from people that are coming out of the woods, some gremlins, some little goombas coming out of the woods that you've never seen before. They don't play the game, they don't know anything, and they're coming out talking about they removed this, they don't have this, they're doing this to make you spend money, and all of those things are wrong. They're not just like complaints, they're actual factually wrong. It's crazy, bro. I've played a lot of games in my time, I've covered a lot of games in my time, I've been part of, cesspool communities of games like Wuthering Waves, which is an amazing game, but a lot of the people there be crazy. Genshin Impact has some crazy people. All of these different gacha games that have had some crazy communities, and they've all had their fair share of criticism regarding certain things. But, bro, when it comes to Duet Not Abyss, the 1.1 patch dropped. It hadn't even been 24 hours, and the Reddit was just overfilled with people talking crap about it, bro. It's actually insane. It's like people are waiting just so they can doom post. For some reason, do they feel threatened? Do they just have a hate boner? Are they just, angry at the game because it's not what they want it to be despite wanting to play it? I don't know what it is, bro, but people are really going off at this game.
It isn't to dismiss the criticism, it's to call out the bullshit. Brex put it very well.
Yeah.
Hating is the meta of discussion online.
If you look anywhere online, people are just kind of hating everything. That's the meta right now.
Yep.
The meta is to be a hater. If you are a hater, people are like, damn, this guy's so real.
I said this exact same thing on this stream. Y'all could look at the VOD. I said this exact same thing earlier on the stream. Today, bro, in today's generation, in today's like gaming world that we live in, talking shit and shitting on a game brings out all these little hills have eyes, Cheeto breath, turtleneck, cross-eyed people that want to like sympathize with what you're saying. And they say, oh, you're being so real because you're just hating on something that they also want to hate on. So they call you being real for it. Not, oh, you're just talking crap. Oh, you're being a little harsh on it. Oh, your criticism is a little bit off. Right? No, just talking crap, shitting on things is the current meta. This is, bro, this is absolutely true. I was saying this exact thing. Because you see it everywhere, bro. You do a post, and I covered this when I did my video regarding Reddit post. There was one post saying, why is there so much doom posting going on? 0, not 1, not 2. I have the video on it. It had no upvotes. After that, I proceeded to show like 5 to 6 different doom posting posts on Reddit. All of them 150 upvotes, 200, 300, 400. The one that was saying, why are y'all doom posting so much? Not one upvote, bro. That's crazy.
Prefer this authenticity. If you look anywhere online, it's all rage bait, it's all hate, it's all people spewing shit at each other.
I'm no stranger to criticism, and in my opinion, toxic positivity is way more dangerous for a game's health than even the worst doom post. I know the feeling of putting out a critique, no matter how harsh, and then getting a stampede by a bunch of Stockholm Syndrome toxic positivity sheep who think anything negative about their game equals.
That is so good. Bro, I agree. Hold on, because he's saying a lot really quick. I agree with what he just said. He just said 2 really good things. The first one is, bro, toxic positivity is worse, in my opinion, than, like, even doom posting. Toxic positivity will lead a game to actively just kill itself, will ruin itself, because the devs just keep hearing that their shit don't stink and the game is good. Absolutely. I think you should criticize a game and tell the devs how they can make their product better. But there's a big difference between like constructive criticism, doom posting, you know, flat out lying, bro, misinformation. There's a big difference between all of that. And then just baby back bitches just complaining about everything. There's a big difference, right? And then the second thing is, I've also dropped my fair share of videos where I criticize things about games, bro. Not just games like Duet and Abyss, but games like Wuthering Waves and many other games I've covered in the past. And I've also been attacked by literally the people in that white and black picture right there. Leave my billion-dollar company alone, bro. I've been attacked by those people. There's been times where I've asked for a game to be a little bit better in certain aspects. For example, when I was covering Wuthering Waves, I asked for a little bit more engaging content, something that would reward me for playing the game more than 5 minutes, and I got attacked by people saying, nah, all their money gets put into the story. They don't have the money to make more content. Why do you want to play more than 5 minutes? Go get a life. Go touch some grass. That's the worst, right? But in this scenario, we're not really dealing with those people. We're dealing with people that are doom posting the game and dropping a ton of misinformation.
Someone trying to kill it. This is going to be my response, calling out the bullshit and sticking to the evidence of what needs to be fixed. I think Gacha Smack put it perfectly when my editor asked him about it.
What do you think of this massive hate wave this game's been getting? I went over it before. I think I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's just, this is the definition of how marketing to the wrong demographic could turn out.
Absolutely. I've been saying this right here. This exact thing that Smack is saying right here. I've been saying it since way back in the day. I've been saying this since Tower of Fantasy. Anytime you grab a genre of gaming that plays a certain way and you combine it with gacha, it's gonna be a steaming pile of shit when it comes to marketing. Because almost any genre of gaming doesn't work the same as gacha. It's any genre of gaming actually wants you to play the game, wants you to spend a lot of time playing the game, grinding the game, getting good at the game. That's what most genres of gaming are going to offer you. Whereas in gacha game, people want to get things as fast as possible. The least time you spend in a game, the better. The fastest you can get things done, the better, right? Not only that, in most games, they want you to grind, invest into building your characters or your weapons or whatever it is, or your skill. Whereas a game like a gacha game doesn't want that. If you're going to have to take too long building your character, they're wasting your time. If you're going to take too long getting the goodies from the game, you have no life and you never touched grass. So anytime that a genre of gaming is combined with gacha gaming, is going to be a steaming pile of crap when it comes to marketing and the player base. Because both player bases are going to be tugging in different directions. You're going to have the ones from the actual games pushing and wanting certain things, and you're going to have the gacha players pushing and wanting certain things, and they're always, for the most part, going to clash with each other.
I think that's literally it. It's like you are putting a product in front of people that aren't for that product.
This started out with it being a gacha, and all of its marketing and publicity was telling people that it was part of the genre and...
Yup. Back in the day, I was popping off with Wuthering Waves. This was before my channel got hacked and everything. And I got invited to promote the game by the developers themselves. And I remember that they gave me the server, everything. They sent me all the information to play on their servers. And I saw this exact thing that he showed right here. I saw this right here, bro. One of my friends was actually in the test server and, you know, streamed the game. And I remember that when I saw this and I saw the gameplay of it, I said, I don't want to play it. I don't feel like playing this game. If it's going to be a gacha, from what I saw of how the gameplay looked and felt, it was an inferior gacha game to Wuthering Waves, to Genshin Impact. It was undercooked, and it was going to release as a gacha game. That's why I never covered the game. I ended up getting like my test server access taken from me because I never wanted to cover the game because it was a gacha, and I completely gave up on it. The devs announced that they removed gacha, but my expectations were not like some people. Some people heard that they removed the gacha and they thought this was the greatest thing since sliced bread. They thought this was going to be the greatest game of all time. It was amazing, and every person from basic content creators to literal social media outlets and everything was saying this was going to be amazing. It was going to be like the greatest thing ever. And I said, I don't have high expectations. I'm not too hyped about it. I think it's going to be okay, but I don't think it's going to be the greatest game ever. It might not even hook me. All of those receipts are in literal Discord where I said all these things, bro. And then the game came out and I've been having a good time. But the reality of it is that it was marketed as a gacha for a long while, building up that gacha audience.
And all of its marketing and publicity was telling people that it was part of the genre and scene. And then suddenly they decided to take a 180 spin around, removing all of that and pivoting to a different game style. Now this is put it in an unfortunate situation where there is this big disconnect with a large portion of its initial player base. Because
Yo. Yo, this is y'all? I have to play the game? What do you mean I have to play? Oh, no, bro. I just want to log in for 5 minutes and get my dailies, bro. This is y'all right here, bro? That's crazy.
of that first push. Now, the announcement of removing its gacha mechanics was a benefit to the game.
Yes.
100% the correct move. Put the game
Absolutely.
on the map, but unfortunately, it was still a product that needed to be pushed out, and the publisher and shareholders weren't going to give them much more time before the Reaper comes knocking.
Absolutely, guys. That's the thing with this game. I also think that changing from a gacha to a non-gacha was the right move. One, gachas are trash. And two, if it would have released as a gacha, I do think it would have made more money than it did on its launch. But it would have also died faster, I believe, because it wouldn't, like, it would have just dropped, like, dramatically it would have dropped. Because there was no way that this as a gacha, with gacha pricing and gacha banners, could have, you know, been on the same runnings as a game like Wuthering Waves, for example, or a game even like Genshin Impact that have open worlds similar to this. They might have been a little different in certain aspects, but the quality just wasn't there, even at release. And I think it would have just nosedived after that first month, because people would have said, why would I go and spend money here when I can go spend money there and I have a much higher quality product? I do think that was the right decision. It put the game on its own type of lane, right? But, like he said, they didn't give the game time to cook after its change, bro. They literally announced that it was going gacha-less a few months before released. Sure, they would have probably worked on it for 4 or 5 months before the official announcement, but it was just too drastic, and the features that were implemented that would change the mechanics from a gacha to a non-gacha type game weren't fully fleshed out and fully developed. And even to this point, after 1.1 release, there are still mechanics in the game that could still separate themselves further from gacha games.
So, in those first few months, they needed to completely restructure the game from the ground up, coding entirely new systems, reworking the whole game economy, while also creating new cosmetics that are good enough for people to whip out their Fushu credit cards.
Yo.
All the while still creating new content and squashing as many bugs as they can to polish the game up. I'm not here to white knight the devs. The game development is hard excuse falls deaf on my ears as well. But I'm also here to say that they earned a bunch of goodwill from me because they were willing to throw their massive nutsack on the table and announce the move.
Homie said, drop they nutsack on the table. Look, I just want to throw this out here. I don't know if he's going to say it, but I'm going to say it for him. Maybe he'll say it later, and I'm going to say it on behalf of him, people like me, people like Duet Not Amazing, and other content creators. None of us stand this game or white knight this game. Every single one of us have said the problems the game has in a way that you actually call constructive criticism. We've all stated horrible launch, bunch of bugs. Why did the Steam release get canceled? They should have cooked that better before announcing it. Why did they delay the launch of 1.1 by like 3 hours? That was trash. All these little things that the game has been, having problems with, we've called out. Oh, the new theater. Literally all of us said that capping the damage we can deal to 35% of the enemy's HP was trash. We've all said these things. But at the same time, we're not children. We're not prepubescent little kids, bro, that are over here talking about, oh, the game sucks because they didn't fix this day one. oh, the game is gonna end a service after next month. Like, we're not on that bullshit. We're actually talking because we care and we like the game. Because like he said, the devs earned good faith by doing something that your favorite gacha game doesn't even have the balls to do. Your favorite gacha game could win the game awards and they won't even give you 20, 30 pulls. They'll give you like a 10 pull and you guys will just lick your fingers, throw a party. This game completely removed the gacha. They didn't give us a 10 pull, a 20 pull. They didn't even give us 100 summons. They made it so you don't have to summon. Things like that your gacha games don't have the balls to do, these devs did it, despite knowing and saying that they knew it was going to make them less money. So that alone buys them good faith for me, gets them that respect, and gives them the benefit of the doubt, and buys them time to keep making the game better, right? And just like he was saying, bro, oftentimes, right, we'll get attacked. You're just white knighting the game. You're just shilling for this company. No, bro. We're just keeping it real, like grown adults talking about some things. We'll point out the flaws, we'll point out the good, and we'll see what the devs cook and how they're doing things. The fact that every time, constantly, week after week, they're releasing bug fixes, patches, and things to keep making the game better lets me know that it's not one of those games where they'll release a game and then you could see that the devs were kind of like, we're washing our hands, it's done, now we're making money. No, they're working on it, bro, effectively. So before y'all come attacking us, talking about white knighting this, white knighting that, brush your teeth because your breath stank.
Of completely removing all gacha because of their willingness to choose what is best for the game compared to what is best for their wallet. That's the reason I've been more willing to give some extra grace when it comes to some issues, especially when they've worked so hard to address the most egregious bugs first.
Yep.
Moving ahead through 1.0, I could already tell there was going to be a storm. Many players were already doom posting the patch for even the smallest points,
Yep.
many of which were exaggerations or outright false.
Yep.
This will be a pattern. Even if everything launched without a hitch, there would still be people who were looking for any external reason to discard the game, apart from just admitting that it wasn't for them, because
Yep.
then they would be missing out. We seriously had people say they should bring back the gacha and FOMO in the dailies. And another one which I personally agree with, being that they need to figure out if they want to go with the loading screen grind simulator or the typical grind game style. This of course requires a lot of player data to determine what path they want to take. It's not a situation where there's a right way or a wrong way, they just need to make it the fun way for the player base.
Absolutely.
So when 1.1 was announced, people's expectations started building, and while most of the changes were definitely ones that would have improved the game, like the character and weapon bouncing, which would be a lot further away than just in the first patch. And don't get me wrong, I do know that a lot of people just wanted a statement on it, and I agree that it would be the best option.
Yep.
But we also know that the crunch is so bad that they're struggling to put out a blog post, let
Yep.
alone.
Guys, that's another thing, bro. This game release, and it feels like the devs have been on it like 24/7. Like the crunch they got going on is insane. They've been releasing like character trailers and weapon trailers from like standard characters that have been here since like the betas, weeks after release. Like everything, you can tell they're doing a lot, bro. They're doing a lot. So when people ask for like 1,000 changes, even though they gave us all of these, it feels like they're just disregarding this because they want this. It's not like there's no changes and people are like, where are the changes at? We need this. No, there's a bunch of changes, but for some people, it's not enough. Yo, I don't know if y'all remembered was it the 1.1 update notice before the game dropped? There was literally, bro, like you could scroll down and there was tons of fixes and bugs that were getting patched. And you could just scroll down and just keep going with it and keep going and keep going. And people would still look at that and be like, nah, that's not enough. We want more. Like, I don't know if these people got 47 arms. I don't know how they be living their lives that you think you can just do all of that. And out of nowhere, everybody turned into professional graphic designers, game programmers. I could do that in 5 minutes. Shit, I could do that while I drink coffee. I could program new skins. They don't take me long. I could do that in a day, a new skin a day. I'm like, bro, like, who are you? Why are you out here just playing 47 gacha games, scratching your butt crack if you're such a good, amazing programmer? Wouldn't you be out there with a job or something, bro? Like, come on now.
A roadmap. But when just a subsection of those expectations going in weren't met, there was a sudden wave of people screaming about how it was a nothing patch because they didn't get their 6'7" goth mommy and a 24-pack of variety monster
Okay.
underneath the Christmas tree, completely ignoring all of the other additions,
Yup.
changes, fixes, improvements, QOL. I can keep going.
Yep.
So that sets the stage for 1.1. It was
Absolutely.
going to be a disaster whether or not everything went right. There were too many people looking for one reason, any reason, to make their exit and be as loud as possible about it. The anticipated Steam launch was postponed and the maintenance was extended 3 hours past its original endpoint.
That was, complain about it all you want. Makes sense. That's a valid reason to complain, right? Complain normally. Damn, these devs really messed up. They couldn't even get their Steam release right, even though they announced it. That's pretty messed up. That shows a little bit of incompetence or lack of planning. I think they should definitely do better and up their game because they just let down a big portion of a future player base looking to play on Steam. See how we still criticized what happens, but kept it one respectful, logical, and not sounding like a 12-year-old kid? Good. But nah, the game's gonna end a service. The game sucks. Devs should just quit. They're just trying to steal your money. These are trash developers. Trash game. Oh my god, you suck. You sound like, who wants to listen to you, bro? Like, grow up. And people were doing that. And that's why people were getting called out. Because, like, it doesn't sound like you're anxious to play the game on Steam. It sounds like you're someone that is waiting for something to attack from the game. Right? There's a very big difference by saying I'm disappointed the devs didn't manage this better, and this definitely shows a lack of preparation and management on their behalf. That's a very different message from your game sucks, you should quit the game, it's gonna end the service, devs are trash. Like, that's a completely different message, even though they're talking about the same topic. And some people, some of y'all children on the internet don't seem to understand how you deliver a message and what the message contains could be night and day despite it being about the same subject.
Sucked. I was there. Post-launch, there were some issues that became immediately apparent between the optimization issues, theater being noticeably more difficult than before, and the most well-known clue farm spot being patched out due to the elevator area causing spawn issues. Now, with bugs being a known factor already with the increased theater difficulty, there being plenty of other lesser-known clue farms that actually wound up being better than the popular spot. Matter of fact, I'm doing it right now.
Yo, that's so funny though. Like, everybody rushed to the internet to say, yo, they not fixed. What was it? They nerfed the clue farm. They nerfed the clue farm location. Then it evolved into, yo, this is how it was. They nerfed the clue farm location. 20 minutes later, yo, they nerfed the amount of clues you get from farming. 20 minutes later, yo, they completely removed secret letter clues from the drops. You can't farm them anymore. And all it took was 30 seconds of going into a mission, you know, killing a couple enemies, and you would see how clues are still dropping to correct yourself. And then from there, the community was like, oh, okay, well, this one got fixed. The actual players, the people that like the game, the people that are seeing how it can get better. You know what people like these do? I remember in Destiny, there used to be this loot cave, right? It was an exploit that people were using, abusing spawns. The devs patched it. Players, some were mad, and others were like, how can we farm better now? And then they went and found other methods. It's been like this since the dawn of time in video games. If there's something being exploited, the people that actually know and care about the game, they know they're exploiting a thing. And then when it gets patched, they'll go and find another one, which is what happened here. We were exploiting the spawns of enemies because of a specific area, right? Guess what happened? Not even a day. It hadn't even been 24 hours since the patch dropped. There had already dropped at least 5 different new secret clue farm locations that are not only just as good, but better than the one we were always doing in 1.0. Better already before a day had passed. Yet, people were doom posting faster than us. They were doom posting faster than the people that cared about the game, that were looking for the new locations. And the first thing they did before even playing the games themselves is run to Reddit, to Daddy Reddit, to complain about the state of the game and that the devs suck because they're not player friendly, right?
And with their previous performance in patching up the game quickly in the launch period, obviously people took up the time to properly analyze the issues and see what the fixes bring, and of course that didn't happen at all. The discussion about the update instantly flooded, with the most negative responses being the loudest. It was so bad in that 24-hour period that if you said anything even neutral about the update, you'd be slammed with toxicity.
Yup.
Even some content creators got
Amazing.
downvoted for simply calling out the
Yo,
bullshit
that's
misinfo.
me! Yeah, he gonna make me blush putting me on TV. Mom, look, I'm on TV. He put me on there, bro. Dog, I got attacked as well, but damn, hold on. Did Amazing get dogged? Yo, they dogged Amazing, bro. Yo, and you can at least, for me, for my video, you could say, yo, shit is clickbait. Like, I quit. The DNA 1.1 situation is crazy. So, like, you could say, damn, at least this man clickbaited with the I quit, bro. Amazing's title looks so nice, bro. Like, he just looks nice on his title. Duet Night of Biz doesn't deserve this much hate. 159 dislikes. Holy shit, bro. Like, damn. Why'd they dog him so bad, bro? That's insane. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about, bro. You said anything positive on those first 24 hours, you were getting dogged, bro. I was on stream and people were shitting on me, saying what? Not a lot, because my stream is goated. You guys are some sexy bastards. But would get the usual person talking some crap. Just today, I was on stream and some dude was talking about this game doesn't respect your time, when not only does it respect your time because you can beat everything as a very casual player, but you can farm so many things in the game while sitting on your bed watching TV. Just relaxing and just barely paying attention, because that's some of the features this game offers. And you were getting attacked, but that's crazy to see how bad he was getting dogged. Y'all know I could get disliked. I literally, not only that,
For simply
in my video I asked people to dislike it and drop a bad comment if that's the type of vibe you were on at the very beginning of the video. But if you look at like the last 3 or 4 videos that I dropped during this time period, it was like 100 dislikes, 100 dislikes, 80 dislikes regarding this whole topic, bro.
calling out the bullshit misinfo. Maybe even this one. Not even mentioning that a large portion of these posts were filled with the most blatant misinformation that you could only agree with if you either didn't read the post or didn't play the game.
Yup.
There was an actual post with hundreds of upvotes on Reddit that definitively stated the ability to obtain secret letter clues was removed outside of daily sin events.
Bro, I had to cover that post. That when I read this, it's somewhere over here. It was insane, bro. Look right here. System, and by removing the ability to farm them. Removing the ability to farm secret letter clues. This is the type of stuff that you would see on Reddit, chat. 246 upvotes. 246, chat. Come on now. People commenting, yeah, the direction is bad. All the comments supporting a post like this. And you would see one good post in the sea of just trash, and it would be no votes on it, and everybody in the comments just shitting on the post, bro. It was insane.
Not only that, changes and additions were being misconstrued as a conspiratorial chain to squeeze the players dry out of more money. The new wedges, which are broken, were difficult to grind because they are broken. And somehow, that combined with the unintentional difficulty spike of the theater led to them speculating that the new wedge material that was added because whales were begging for the ability to buy wedges, like they do for weapons and characters, was actually designed to push players to buy it to skip the grind because they removed one clue farming spot, and they absolutely needed it to clear for Fushu.
Such a good bro. I like Agent because he cooks real well. He's very articulate when he's talking his shit, just like me, bro. Like, I mean, I'm a little bit more bold and colorful with my words, but I like the way he speaks about things, bro, because like I can relate to it. He's just calling it like it is, bro. They dropped a material that you could buy, a luxury item that you could buy to speed up the grind on your wedges, right? On some of the most end game items in the game, right? Your wedges. Some that you don't even need to clear content, right? And people were saying, oh, they made theater super difficult, so you have to buy these items so you can clear. Yet people were clearing with like supports as their main DPS. Shout out Morph clearing with freaking Truffle, right? And it was just insane, bro. These are luxury items that you buy if you have spare money, pocket change that you can just throw out like that. Hundreds of dollars under your couch type vibes, right? If not, don't buy them. I'm not going to buy them. Most people aren't going to buy them. But if you got money like that and you don't want to grind and you just want to level up your wedges, by all means do it, bro. I mean, we got $40,000 boats in other games and I don't see people complaining about those.
Completely ignoring the fact that the grindiest of the wedges needed 0 clues to farm, and that you didn't even need any of the new wedges to clear the theater, even with the bugged difficulty from before. So that's the quality of discussion that we're dealing with right here. Again, there was actual criticism mixed into the outrage, but it's so very obvious that a large group of the self-reporting gacha addicts weren't looking to be reasonable and just wanted to get rid of this game so they can have more time to pick up their 7th gacha. It certainly didn't help.
They can get rid of this game so they can pick up their 7th gacha. Yo, that's so true. I don't got time to log in to Duet Not a Biz. Duet Not a Biz is trash, bro. You be playing Duet Not a Biz for 2 hours. That's trash, bro. You don't got a life. You know what I can do in those 2 hours with my life? I can play 7 gacha games, bro. That's 7 games. That's 6 more games than your 1 game. You don't have a life. Why would you play 2 hours of 1 game when you can play 2 hours of 7 games? Like, bro, get a life. Like, you need something better to do with your life. Be like me. Play 7 gacha games. Come on now. That's so much better.
When there were also content creators who took the opportunity to not actually engage with the content at all and decided to take a browse on Reddit for their opinions. Said CCs have also stated
He just threw some shots at somebody.
that Reddit is garbage. So I can't really understand the choice to believe it now, apart from justifying their distaste
He threw some shots at that somebody. Okay, I see him going off.
of the game community as a whole after they got called out for their questionable takes on the meta. Also, how are you all feeling with those bricked I2 Psyches?
Yo, no, he just called out the I2 Psyche, bro. Yo, that's so insane. Homie just said, go for your neck, bro. You know what's crazy? To this day, I get asked if I2 Psyche is bad. New players coming into the game to this day asking me, am I gonna break my account if I get I2 Psyche? I'm like, what the fuck? Where? What? Bro, I'll be in theater. Playing Psyche with I2. And they'll be like, I heard that you're gonna break your account if you get I2 Psyche. Is that true, CJ? I'm like, I'm literally clearing with Psyche I2 right now. What are you talking about? Like, bro, that video had such an impact on the community that it like traumatized future Psyche players thinking they're gonna cook their account because they got I2, bro. It's so insane.
And conveniently after that day, when the theater bug got fixed and people realized that there were much better clue farms and that maybe, just maybe, things might not be so bad, all of a sudden, the Doom pussies disappear. But do they come back and go, oh, my bad, that was a little bit of an overreaction.
Yep, today, we were talking about Doom posting and I went into the Reddit and I looked up, like I scrolled down just the last several hours, and I couldn't find any Doom post. And it's not because they just got removed. There just wasn't there. There was a lot of posts about just normal people like, yo, is this good? What do you guys think about this, part of the game? What do you think about this? Is this character good? Like regular conversations rather than just misinformation and just dog water takes as the most active stuff. It was ridiculous, bro. The 3.0 just came out for Withering Waves. I wonder if a lot of them Doom posters went there. I don't know. All I know is that it kind of disappeared.
Of course not, because they weren't here to interact in good faith to begin with. So where do we go from here? Obviously, we're seeing a lot of community overlap while trying to find the audience across gacha fatigue refugees and those looking for a grindy anime style game. Speaking of, a lot of people compare this game to Warframe. And for good reason, since they lifted a lot of the game's design from it, but it actually has more similarities with the open world gacha style, ranging from character progression.
Absolutely. Look, a lot of people like to say that this is Warframe, and like they pretty much put it on the same standard and the same like level as what Warframe should do or is doing, and this game should do the same. And a lot of times, and I don't know if he's going to really cover it here, but this is just my 2 cents. It's not just the gacha addicts and the gacha community that's attacking this game. It's also the Warframe community, and it's not everybody from the gacha community, and it's not everybody from the Warframe community. You have great people in both communities, and you have, you know, trolls and toxic people in both communities, like everything. Every community has those. We have those in DNA. Every community has the good and the bad, right? But, like I said at the beginning of the video, when you combine an actual game in an actual gaming genre with gacha, you're going to get a shit pile that is not going to satisfy either one of the two parties until you finally start to grab that game and start heading in one direction. And ideally, they do it faster rather than later. When it comes to Duet Night Abyss, yes, it does have a lot of mission styles and a lot of certain little mechanics and things that are very similar to Warframe. Downright, you could say copied from Warframe, 1-to-1, yes. But the open world feeling of it, right? Semi-open world feel of it, the characters, the dupe system, all of that, that's gacha coded. That comes from their original gacha style, you know, game that they were developing. So once again, if you're expecting this game to be an anime Warframe, you're not going to get a 1-to-1 version of Warframe in an anime reskin. And if you're hoping this is just another anime waifu collecting gacha game, you're not going to get that either. This game, while it does have similarities with both, it's in the middle. It's not one or the other. It's going to have a lot of things that if you're expecting it to be like the game you want because of similarities to it, you're not going to like another big portion of the game. That's just as clear as I can put it for y'all.
The dupe system, how the story and open world function, and of course, the annoying mascot. Which makes sense because that was their intention before they shifted gears. Now, Pan Studios has basically picked Ultra Nightmare difficulty when developing their game at the last second. They're set with the task of finding the game's identity and finding an audience that doesn't quite exist yet. All the while still putting out a commercial product, which means they not only have to figure out what direction the players want the game to go in, but who the players of the game even are. Obviously, I still have a lot of faith in Pan Studios and Duet Night Abyss. They've already done more than most are willing to do with their product. So
absolutely. Look, he just said two things that are very important. The first one is they have to find out what their community is, because they did pick ultra difficult mode when they launched this game. And right now, like I said, two combined, you know, genres. It's going to be pulling in two different directions. They got to see which direction has more value and which direction pulls harder. And I know they're going to aim towards the non-gacha side of things. Their non-gacha community. Screw those, bro. They want everything in 5 minutes. They want everything as soon as they get a new patch. They should get the new unit instantly for free without any sweat, without any... No, they want to cater more towards the other side. That's absolutely true. And the other one is they've already... In this, bro, the game's been out for about 2 months, give or take. They've showed that they want to work with the game and make it better. A lot of people, and this is going to be crazy if you know what I'm talking about, guys. A lot of people, this game, and the comments are there. You can find them if you search enough. People are saying that Duet Night Abyss and Duet Night Abyss developers are worse than Black Beacon developers. If you don't know what Black Beacon is, look up some videos about the game. Look up what happened to the game. I played Black Beacon. I spent like $300 in Black Beacon. That game died within the first 2 weeks of it being out. And what I mean by die, no, it didn't end of service, server shutdown. The first event they dropped was like a little, just you click the event, the screen, that's it. I was like, you know what? It's their first ever event. Login event. Fine. No worries. Their second event. Another little like login, like click your screen type of things. No end game modes, no addition to the story that was meaningful, no nothing. The devs barely replying. Then they gave some goodies to the CN version, and then they left the global version just to eat dust with nothing to be said for a while. And they want to say that those devs of that game that were treating it like that are better than the devs of Duet Night Abyss that have non-stop put fixes, bug fixes, patches after patches that have gone out on screen, on camera, and apologize multiple times, saying they're sorry, that they understand the product is not up to par, that they know they got to improve this, that they know you guys are complaining and they hear you, but it takes time. They want to compare those dog shit trash developers from that dog water game that didn't get no love to Duet, Night Abyss, and then you want to say, yeah, they're not doom posting. Come on now.
Going to push through some of the rough
Come on
patches,
now.
especially when compared to the previous title I was covering, which would have had similar potential if they were willing to make that leap. This is under the qualifier that they actually do need to put out. While my patience has been bought, it isn't infinite. Which isn't to say that I'll run out soon, but it is to say that I'm not going to sit in a game if I don't find it fun.
Absolutely. I'm with him on this, bro. I told you guys. A lot of people seem to think, oh, you only want to talk good about the game because you got money on it, because you're making money from it. Listen, I can sell feet pics somewhere and make money. I'm not going to be out here playing a game that I don't find fun. I've played many games in my time. I've been content creating for years. If this game ends up being trash and I don't enjoy it anymore and the devs do go down the drain, I'm not going to stand for it. I'm going to find a game that I enjoy and then make content on it and then pop off, just like I've done with this or other games in the past. I might not be the greatest creator of all time or even a big giant creator for any of these games, but at least I'm able to stand on the same playing field as I am right now with Duet, Night Abyss. And with that said, a lot of people need to stop thinking that we're just going to chill for these games just because we like them. No, we're just keeping it real. If they don't do anything, if they don't improve the game, they don't give us end game content, they don't give us things that we want to see in the game, we're probably going to move to the next dope title that we'll like to cover. It's that simple, chat. It really is, bro.
Just because I'm high on Hopia. Now, thankfully, I'm still having a great time with it, and even if I do ever wind up taking a break at some point, I'll have the peace of mind knowing that I'll have plenty more to do when I come back. What do you think? Do you agree? Now, that's all I have for this video today. If you are enjoying my coverage of Duet, Night Abyss, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And as always, I will see you all next time.
Dope video, man. Dope video. Honestly, I think he did really good. Where's the little monkey? Right here. This monkey was goated. Honestly, I think he did great. I've been saying the same things over the past few videos. Do be sure to check out the channel. I'll have the link in the description for this video. And check out my channel. We're pretty much on the same page. Feel free, always feel free to speak your mind in my videos and in my streams. Just like I said, don't be one of those inbred hillbilly dudes that just is out here talking crap. Learn to speak your mind. Learn to say what you want to say and actually make it make sense. Don't be like the people that come up and say some dumb shit, and then when you call them out for it, they kind of disappear from the chat. You know who you are. You did it today, and you've done it several other times, people. I'm always down to chat. If you guys got some takes that you want to, you know, debate, feel free to come to my streams. Let me know, and we can hop in a VC and have the people, you know, listen to your opinion, and you can, you know, plead your case regarding some of these things. At the end of the day, gaming is gaming. There'll be new games that we'll play, but for now, as long as we're enjoying the one we're playing and we have good reasons to say what we got to say, we'll always continue to yap about it. If you did enjoy the video and my reactions, do be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.